What's happening, everybody? Jay Shockblast here, and finally here we are with my next top 10 list. We have the top 10 best looking characters in LEGO Marvel's Avengers. And let me tell you guys, there are some gorgeous characters in this game, some just absolutely amazing artwork by a very talented team that just did a fantastic job bringing these characters to life in LEGO form. So congratulations to them, hats off to them. I'm really surprised. My top 10 list is full of characters that if you told me before the game came out, I would have said, really? That's my top 10 list? Very few of these characters are actual favorites of mine. I tried to leave personal feelings aside and really go based off of the coolest looking designs. Now these are two of my honorable mentions right here. Crossbones on the right is the Civil War version of Crossbones. And I don't know what it is. It's a very simple costume, but it looks really cool. And it really brings the new Crossbones from Captain America Civil War to life. Now my other runner-up is Tony Stark in his Superior Iron Man costume. This is my favorite Iron Man costume, and I kind of wanted to include it on the list. He was number 10 for a while, but I bumped him for one character that I honestly am still kind of learning about, and but I just felt like she was very unique, and I really wanted to include her in the top 10, but I would be remiss. I never, ever start off my videos for top 10 lists with people on the top 10 list. I like to switch to them. So these are two of my honorable mentions that I did want to mention. Absolutely love Superior Iron Man. Kind of regretting not putting him on the list, but I guess that kind of tells you just how good, the characters are on the list that I did pick. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and move on to the character that bumped Superior Iron Man off the list. And it's a character that I admitted I did not know a thing about. And if I can find her, it is Vale. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why I kind of didn't want to include her on the list is because her costume itself is kind of generic. Nothing really super special, but I just love the gas clouds that she puts out. Like, it's very unique. It's very Red Tornado. They definitely use the chemtrail for Red Tornado in the Lego Batman 3. So they found a really good use for that, and I don't know, I just really think it's a cool look. I loved it in Red Tornado, and as you guys might remember, Red Tornado made this list in Lego Batman 3. I love the fact that she shoots the purple, kind of the purple haze, if you will. Not that I'm into that stuff, but just a very unique character. In that regard, there's nobody else that really does anything like this. The only thing that would have been cool is if you could have, maybe instead of making her go invisible, she became like that gas cloud, like that a gas cloudy version of herself. And she's a redhead, and redhead females are hot. Ginger men, not so much. I apologize, but redheads, honestly, are probably the most gorgeous thing in the world. So I said it, and there's that. So number 10 on my list is Vale. So number 9 on my list is a character a lot of people don't know necessarily as much about, and that is the Human Torch, Jim Hammond. This is the original Human Torch. He is a cyborg. I don't know if you guys have seen the new costume for Johnny Storm in Marvel Heroes as the Inhuman, the uncanny Inhuman Johnny Torch. But it's pretty fantastic, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of it. Obviously, the animation where he flames on is super cool, and then he can flame off. He can flame off. There we go. So you can flame on. Oh, that's so cool. Flame off. Flame on. Flame off. So obviously he can fly too, and just honestly, any character that kind of transforms like this is always going to look a little bit cooler. But his actual costume looks really awesome too. So the animation for flaming on and off, just really everything about Jim Hammond, the Human Torch original, just looks fantastic. And realistically, I probably could have put him a little bit higher on my list, but I just, I don't know. There's some really cool looking characters in this game, and I definitely want to make sure he was on there. So number 9 is Jim Hammond, the original Human Torch. So number 8, we have a character, Captain Universe. I love this character. Another character that flies, but just love the way she looks. Very, very cosmic. A dead look, dead ringer look for her costume in the comics. Captain Universe has been a number of people. Right now, I want to say her name is Monica Trudeau or something like that. I know she was a mom. She got in a car accident and her daughter may have died in the car accident, but she became the new Captain Universe. It was all part of the whole Infinity kind of storyline with Ex Nihilo, and where Starbrand became somebody, and all these new Inhumans were born because of the whole Terrigen crystal thing and Terrigen mist. So Captain Universe, just a really cool looking character. I mean, I love it's got this glittery kind of look. She's also kind of hollow looking. You can kind of see through her both sides. And it's just a really nice looking look. So number 8 is Captain Universe. So at number 7, believe it or not, I have a sneeze coming on. I apologize. Alright, so number 7, excuse me, is Ultron Mark One. Again, I don't know what it is about this character. I love his animation. I love the way he kind of slowly moves. The way he kind of fights. And then he calls in his little drones. But most importantly, I love his face. I love the glowing look of his mouth, the clear look of his face. He's just not full. This is a really cool character. You wouldn't think that this having, you've got 3 versions of Ultron, and you wouldn't think that having this version of Ultron would be, the deal, but I love it. It's just, I really feel like it was a great addition, and just a really great execution. The fact that he likes to break up Iron Man's helmet. So, number 7, favorite looking best looking character in this game, Ultron Mark One. So, at number 6, we have another character with some awesome animations. Really cool, unique character. It is Trauma from the Initiative. And he turns himself into a spider and goes over there and destroys things of all variety. So a lot of people might not understand about what the spider is all about. So there's a huge storyline in the Initiative where they're kind of following around the new recruits in the academy, and Trauma, his power is manifesting fear. And there's another thing that I really love about Trauma. He actually, it's he inhales things. Everybody else breaks them and shoots them out. He kind of sucks things in. And I love, just the way he kind of does that. And he basically manifests people's nightmares. Oh, I missed that part too. The evil laugh he does. Yeah, so Trauma's not really a bad guy per se. I don't know what... I'm not going to lie, I didn't really follow him very much after the Initiative, so I don't know what he did after the fact. He might have gone bad. But the whole spider thing, they could have done a number of things with him. The whole spider thing is because there was a character called Armory in the initiative, and she had this like Kree or Skrull weapon that she kind of wielded on her arm. It basically looked like Mega Man's cannon arm, and she basically, I don't know, I don't remember like the exact nitty gritty details, but long story short, there was some poking and prodding, and people egged Trauma into scaring her by showing her greatest fear, and it turned into him becoming a huge spider, and it made her go nuts and start firing her cannon, and she took a shot at Cloud9, and MVP ended up jumping in the way and taking a dome shot and died. So that was a huge part of the story, and that is the Cliff Notes version. So because of that, TT obviously decided to give Trauma the ability to turn into a spider. Lets them kind of reuse a little asset from Lego Lord of the Rings or Lego The Hobbit, if you will, one of the two. Which, hey, if you can do it, you might as well, right? So number 6 was Trauma. At number 5, I had to include a speedster, and my speedster of choice is Quicksilver. Love the streaks of light blue, dark blue, and white. I love his costume. Like, this is a really awesome look for Quicksilver. Very classic look in a lot of ways, like color scheme wise, and had to have one of the speedsters on here. I love the kind of like artwork where all the speedsters have these kind of like tailing lights, flashes behind them, and Quicksilver for me, like I think his actual costume was my favorite, and I'm not gonna lie, like this could have very easily been Speed. I don't know about Light Speed, even though she's showing off a little midriff. And that's, as far as Lego characters go, hot, I guess, maybe. I always feel weird saying stuff like that, but I say it obviously for effect. But anyway, Quicksilver, and then you got the animations. Now all the speedsters do the same animations, but this is just a really awesome and well-made character. They really put a lot of great thought into it, and it's no secret as to why everybody loves the speedsters in this game. I really think when Lego Batman 4 comes around, you're going to see a huge emphasis on the Flash universe characters. You're not just going to have Flash. You're going to have Barry Allen, you're going to have Wally West, you're going to have, because obviously there's a new Wally West, you're going to have Bart Allen, I think you're going to have, Zoom and Reverse Flash, you could have Jesse Quick, you could have Earth 2 Flash, which is Jay Garrick. There's so many Flash characters they can put in the game. Of course, they may tie it into the movies, but who knows. So yeah, I think you're going to see them really kind of, like, I think everybody really enjoys these speedsters, so they're going to, like, kind of, since the Flash universe, the Speed Force characters are way more plentiful than the Marvel kind of speedsters, I think TT is going to use them a lot moving forward. So next up we have, so number 5 is Quicksilver. At number 4 we have another character that I have no idea. We have Blazing Skull. Now, look, I get it. He's basically Ghost Rider with less toys, but he wins the award for having it, for having his kind of fiery abilities where he can shoot the fire out of his face. You always win a little bit when you can shoot fire out of your face. I can manipulate the camera, right? So, and then he just looks awesome. Like, honestly, red's my favorite color, so he probably gets a little bit of an extra, spot or two by being red with the white crossbones on his chest with the fire coming out of his head. He's just a really cool looking character, and I don't know. now that I'm kind of looking at him this high, I'm kind of wondering maybe I did overrate him a little bit, but at the same time, I'm not mad about it at all. He throws the fireballs, looks pretty awesome. So yeah, man, just gonna get rid of these Ultron sentries. So yeah, number 4 is Blazing Skull. At number 3, this is a little bit of personal preference. I have raved about him quite a bit over the course of this process. We have 2 characters that start with the letter Q on this list, and it is the only 2 characters with the letter Q in their name. It is Quasar, and I just love his costume. Like, I can't put it any other way. Love his costume. I just, not even really a huge Quasar character. I mean, obviously he's got his, attachment with some of my favorite, storylines of all time. But still, like, kind of like not a big favorite out of that group. And his costume is just awesome. Like, I love this. This is quite possibly my favorite costume in the game. Now, the 2 characters that are going to be rated above him also have cool costumes, but I think for them it's a little bit more their overall look. So at number 3, we have Quasar. At number 2, we have a character I used a little bit here and there. We have the Mighty Destroyer. And I don't know what it is. He's got a little bit of Mephisto in him, but I love that spunk, that attitude right there. Just the way he kind of looks that way. Love his costume. Like, honestly, like, just such a cool looking character. Plus, he goes tiny. You can shrink him. So that's really awesome. And yeah, man, I think this is one of the coolest looking characters in quite a while. And this is not a character, like, when they announced him, I was like, Mighty Destroyer, really? But I'll eat some crow on this one, man. He's a fun looking character. He doesn't necessarily do a whole heck of a lot other than shrink, but he's been a go-to for me. Whenever I've needed to shrink, I've enjoyed using him for those reasons. And yeah, there he is, Mighty Destroyer. I think you guys will enjoy playing with Mighty Destroyer as well. So that leaves us with our number 1 best looking character in all of Lego Marvel's Avengers. And I bet you're all thinking, who could it be? Well, it is a character that comes from DLC. And shockingly, not necessarily a character I love per se, but man, did they nail the way she looks. And that is Songbird. Look at her. Look at those wings. Just overall, like, she's got a little bit of Dark Phoenix look going on, or Jean Grey look going on. But those wings are just so cool looking. I love the fact that they're transparent. I love the kind of moving lines that are on them. Her costume looks fantastic. Like, she was already a cool looking character in the comics. But as far as this game goes, and I have to tell you, I'm like a man's man. I hate the color pink. Like, I mean, on a girl, fine, but like, I'm not going out of my way to do anything in pink ever. And here I am, completely in love with the way this character looks. It is such a fantastic looking character. The only thing that would be cool is if when you kind of do the whole speed version of flying, if they did their own kind of chemtrail thing and she had like some dazzly pink kind of, like, you got a little bit of pink streaks coming from her, but if she had something like that was a little bit more obvious, that would be great. So I just, other than Falcon, there really aren't many characters that fly quite like her, where she had wings that flaps. So just really a great implementation of the character. She just looks fantastic. So I have to give credit where credit is due. This character is just such a cool looking character. And I'm looking for Times Square. I think I want to buy it. Where is it? Where is it? I feel, you know, it's weird because you play these games and you learn the towns, and I feel like I would keep going by it. It's right over here. All right, perfect. All right, well, I don't know why I cannot find Times Square. Maybe I'm like just not far enough over.
Reporting.
All right. Well, anyway, well, when you can't find, oh wow, I am nowhere near. Why am I near the Roxxon building? All right. Well, when you can't find Times Square, you go to the next best place. And that's not the Roxxon building. It's the Statue of Liberty. You go hang out with Lady Liberty over here, who thank God is not a character in this game. Like last time. And here you go. So, my number one favorite looking character in Lego Marvel's The Avengers is Songbird. So, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. And you know what? We'll see you later. Let me know who your 10 favorite characters are in Lego Marvel's Avengers. Number 1, Songbird.